is right on time.
Right on time.
Okay, I am grateful, first of all, for this rug in here. This really does a job on keeping like the sound right. I'm grateful that the weather's getting warmer every day. I'm grateful for that SpaghettiOs that you just brought in here.
It was
And
real spaghetti. It wasn't spaghetti. I was ill.
okay, that's what we call
It
it.
was
though.
real spaghetti with broccoli and sauce and deliciousness.
I'm grateful that we're at episode 23, and this is all about self-awareness.
That's right. I'm grateful you guys are back for another episode. We're John and Stefanie Knopfel, founders of Plantspiration. We started that nonprofit to help people lose weight, feel great, saving animals and the planet, going plant-based in your face. Let's crush it.
Plant-based in your face. That's what he said. People know us for losing 250 pounds as a family. We reversed a slew of chronic diseases that we were told, was just genetics. This is why we started Plantspiration, and now people know us for reaching and teaching people all over the world how to get healthy too. This is about getting healthy.
This is it.
And it is not just a diet.
No,
It's a lifestyle.
it's a lifestyle.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I like the claps.
Nice.
Thank you very much. Oh, that was for me.
That's for lifestyle. We're doing it. We're crushing it.
I cannot believe we're at episode 23.
I know.
As we were kind of going over it this morning.
That's Michael Jordan number 23.
So what does that mean?
I don't know.
Like, are you
That's
into
all.
numbers?
Well, of course. I'm an engineering type of
You're
dude.
all into numbers in all
I'm into
different
numbers.
ways.
Yes.
Episode 23. And while we were kind of going over some of the notes,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to kind of go back to that first as we were beginning episode and how it was.
No. I was so stressed out. It was like, this is something I wanted to do, but man, I was so stressed out.
I mean, I'm
I don't
blown
even
away
know
at how
why.
different. Well, like I want to describe kind of the view this morning of compared to
Yikes.
what it was like before.
Yeah, I should put that on private. I don't even want people to see the first few
No.
episodes.
No, leave them because
God.
they are raw.
Well, it's
This
progress.
is all raw.
That really shows you where I started.
Describe what was going on because today, let me just start with today.
Stress.
So today, I'm hopping on my bike. We don't talk about it. We don't discuss it. We don't even say, hey, what are we talking about? We've gotten so accustomed to, we're just going to know when we get in there what's going on. And that's that.
Yeah, I got a few notes, but yeah.
Yeah, we take a few notes. You calculate the Plantspiration Health Report, but now I'm on my bike. I'm rocking and rolling. I am not saying squat, and you're over here.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
see you doing stuff. You're talking about self-awareness. I'm like, what? I go, hold on. We got to explain to people the full circle here of what's going on. We wanted to do the podcast. We talked about it for a long time. Almost the more people brought it up, you should do this, the more it almost made me not want to do it.
I know. It's like, I'll do it when I'm ready.
I'll
Don't
do it when I
force
come
me.
up with the idea.
It's scary to change. Yeah, exactly. It's my idea. It's been our idea, but
But we'll keep talking about like, I can't believe people keep telling us to do that. Like we are not doing that right now because you told us that we should do it.
yeah. Like, hey, you should quit smoking. I remember back in
Oh
the day.
gosh, you were the
I'm going to have
worst.
2 in a row now.
You were the worst at quitting smoking.
But I did, so we're crushing it. We're here.
But hold on, just that whole thing of I would ask you like, how are you doing? Because now I understand I work on dopamine.
I'm doing great. Ugh. Yikes.
Don't ask me that again. And I would be
Yeah.
like, I'm just looking for, now I understand. I was like looking for the support, the dopamine hits, but you were dealing with it in a different way. And I had zero understanding of how we were navigating through stuff.
Well, yeah.
Look at how self-aware we are now.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm up here. We're almost in a similar situation 6 months ago, 23 weeks ago. We are all like, woo, we're doing the podcast. Kids, we've got this podcast. We got the chairs. We got the mics. We got the room. We get it. It gets to the morning. We're going to do an episode. And it was like a screeching halt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mentioned one thing, almost like the cigarettes. Hey, how are you doing? Don't mention it. And I'm
I don't know.
what?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, I guess it was almost like a version of stage fright or something, or you don't know, just the unknown. It's the unknown is scary, but you got to be
What were you
aware of how you're feeling, and you're the one making yourself feel like that. Really, it's not nothing external. It's all on the inside. So if you're not aware of it, it's scary. Seriously.
What changed? What changed? Look at me, I'm all scratched. What is this?
I don't know. You're kicking back. It's great. What changed is whatever, good or bad, we're doing it. Like, I'm not really
It didn't just
worried
happen
about
overnight,
it.
though.
No.
How many weeks do you think that took for you
I don't
to,
know. What week are we on?
23?
Okay, 22. I'm just kidding.
You don't
I
say
don't know,
that.
a few weeks, really. It's like, wow, why is it so hard? We're just gonna go talk. It was like what is it? Analysis paralysis. It was just like
A tremendous amount of analysis paralysis was going on.
over planning. It seemed like it's not even. It doesn't feel. I just want to be a natural thing talking about whatever we're talking about. So
And we had to
But-
kind of talk through that. Now that I think about it, like I'm not innocent in this.
Well, I know now you're okay. Well, yeah. I'll get some notes, so we know what we're talking about. And I was like, all of a sudden, it was like 8 pages long. I'm like, holy shnikes, this is almost worse.
Well,
Now I got to follow something like, oh,
well, and then the more that you would get stressed, the more I tried to overcompensate.
yeah,
It was like I was coming in here with more notes. I was coming in here with more whiteboards. I was like, I felt like the weight on my shoulders of, and I said even like, let's just not do it.
Yeah.
And you were like, no, we're doing it.
no, we're gonna do it. This is where the growth happens. When you're uncomfortable and going through stuff.
Did you see that?
That's when the magic happens.
It just happened right in front of my face.
Nice.
You just said getting out of that comfort zone.
Ta-da! That's
do you
the
think-
magic.
Yeah, but when do you think it hit? Like, what was helping? Maybe I'll ask that. Like, what was helping you get here?
I don't know, just really not planning. I mean, we were planning on doing what we're doing, but it was just what helped me get here. I don't know. What kind of question is that? Just doing it. Practice. Keep doing it, not giving up.
Well, of course,
Really?
I'm thinking, when I ask you, I'm thinking like how it's so relatable to so many people. So
Oh,
many
yeah.
people are sitting there like not ready to move forward or go to the gym or get their tennis shoes out.
It's
or,
hard to do. Yeah. Some things are just, you just got to do it.
How did you self-motivate through that one?
I don't know. I didn't know this was a John.
Oh, sorry. We can go. Let's just go back. Let's stop for a
John
minute.
questionnaire.
Not
I don't
stop.
have those lines.
No, not stop.
Just
Let me
kidding.
go back because I'm learning how to navigate through this. And what you're watching right in front of your eyes basically is the self-awareness has led us to how we navigate through this. Everything. You're watching us do it right in front of you.
Yeah.
So tell me about your week anyway. We didn't even get started with that. I jumped right in. You skipped your gratitude. We went right to the topic.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about how your week was.
It was
Busy.
good. It was good. Yeah, it was busy. It was amazing actually because I ordered a couple brand new CNC machines. I just kind of
Not
talked.
for the house.
No. At my day job, I didn't even talk to the president right off. I just went to the
needed
CFO. Yeah. Oh yeah. We needed it. And I said, listen, I'm going to need a couple machines, quarter to lathe, the mill. We need these. Da da da. We can do this. We can make these parts. We could save money. He's like, looked it over. I got the quotes. He looked it over, signed it all, and boom, that was it. That was a big PO for like $125,000.
I'm glad it
awesome.
wasn't
I'm like, yes.
my money.
Your money.
This week was all about budgeting.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great.
That's good.
Yeah, we needed
Little
it
easier?
for the future, Yeah, I've been stressed the past few weeks. I had 2 machines down. One got repaired. Then it was like, oh God, the third one can't even be repaired. So let me just
Crushing it.
get these 2 new ones.
The circles you're doing. Could you do that before, the way that we used to eat and live and think before? Because now it's not even just the food anymore. We've been really noticing the level of stress and how you've managed to get through so many of these things.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't really share the stress and different things
Maybe we
with
should.
you. No, like with you.
Oh.
I'm just like crushing it, cranking. I got, a lot going on running a business. And then I come home and I'm running this one too. So
I don't think
in
you're,
my
do
machine
you think
shop.
you're running? Oh, the one in your,
Yeah,
I was going to
run a
say.
machine shop outside the house, and I have my own machine shop. I have to do parts and quoting and design work and all that stuff too.
And then I'm
so-
like, hey, could you help me with these things on the list of,
right. Well, I'm here for the community and everything we're doing
There's
at
that too.
Plantspiration, So
well,
it's awesome.
I kind of, when we say that about the community, it is a matter of like we're just sharing what we're doing so that they get to see that we're busy or we're doing stuff, because so many people,
Yeah.
think, oh, you must have time for this.
No, you're fielding all the calls and texts that come in.
Yeah,
I mean, you're doing all the coaching and all that and
I love my job.
crushing it. Yeah. It's great.
I'm really grateful for that we love what we do. It's like I
Yeah.
found my purpose. And this is why I want to get out here and talk to people on how to find your purpose, how to get happy, how to get unstuck. So many people are stuck, they don't feel good, but this really is about, like you said, we were really stuck in the beginning. I was stuck in, overcompensating on something that I wanted and that I was trying to fix for you. And I can't fix people. I can't fix people, but what I can do is help them.
Realize they're broken. That's
There's,
just certain parts of their life. Like, why isn't this happening? And you're that voice of reason that really helps people and help them get on to self-awareness of what's really going on.
I help them notice patterns.
That's it.
I help them notice patterns and that behavior that just kind of keeps repeating.
Yeah.
And I know because I lived them.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I understand. So it's a little easier for me to see them. I just understand it a little bit better. And this is why it's working so good. Look at how everybody's crushing it over here. You're over here doing all this work stuff. We're popping in on Wednesday night. I love Wednesday night classes. We had a great class this week, by the way. Everybody should see this class or they should have seen it. The whole food plant-based on a budget, one of the biggest myths out there. I don't have money. I don't have time. I don't have money. I was part of that problem saying that kind of stuff.
For sure.
We've saved over half the amount of money in groceries.
Oh, yeah.
By far. If people think that getting healthy costs money, what a lie.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's, it seems expensive if you're buying all the stuff that's marked, like, ooh, this is healthy for you.
It's not going to work like that. What do you think what did you learn the most in class? I'm going to ask you, what did you learn the most in class? Because I'm always bringing in new.
Well, just that, we're doing it. We're doing the right things of, eating everything in a natural wrapper, we're eating all the plants and feeling and it's not just the money you save on your groceries. I mean, we're not even going to the doctor, like, for anything. No, no meds. No, we're doing great.
We're doing good on that kind of stuff for sure. I mean, compared to how it used to be, like every week I was going for something, trying to figure something out.
I was picking up some kind of medicine, blood pressure, something.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're back on to just in crush mode lately. Mm-hmm. Speaking of crush mode, this week was crushing it. Like I said, we had that great class. Get into Saturday support group. It's like the love of our life, the dopamine hit of it all.
Yeah,
the self-awareness train, the watching everybody just build each other up. The momentum that's going on over here is like nothing else. Like the momentum of your notes right there. You got that? How many times am I going to say
I'll tell you what, dopamine wears a lot.
It's like we prescribe it over here.
We do.
And that's what's happened on, I can't wait to get to that part. The Plantspiration Health Report is coming. Mm-hmm. We, what else was I going to mention? We've got our anniversary coming up.
Right.
Thinking of the changes that we've made. Somebody said something like, you always say, like, it's not the guy that I married. Mm-hmm. But he's the guy is he not the guy you married? I'm like, yeah, he's the guy. I mean, we are. And I think this goes both ways for us.
Well, yeah, definitely.
It's like one big ball of self-awareness.
Yeah. I mean, that means I've evolved. We're not the same kids that married. We were young,
What would you say to people who are like, what are they talking about? Self-awareness. Like, how would you describe self-awareness to yourself?
Self-awareness is just really being aware of what's been holding you back, really looking at yourself and figuring out what can I do better, being aware of how things affect me, what around me can I do better.
I like that.
Really, that's a big part of it.
Well, we really started learning how to ask ourselves, like, why are we doing this? Like when we're talking about work, or we were talking about even, we got started on this journey. It started off to be a quick fix on a diet. So we went into it like a diet.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we started realizing, like, why are we doing this? It was kind of, it did seem extreme in the beginning with what little we knew about it, you know what I mean? And nobody was talking about this kind of stuff 13 years ago. So we kind of started shifting it to, why are we doing this? And then that went into the whole business aspect. So now it wasn't just about getting healthy and losing weight. We learned to kind of stew that self-awareness, I would say. We've been talking more about, like, why do we do this?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? Would you say that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Because we were breaking out of old patterns, you know. I mean, the self-awareness, like a power switch, you know.
What do you think I'm most self-aware of? Let me talk about, since we're talking about self-awareness, and I get people to be self-aware. That's kind of what we're talking about today. A lot of this progress, of course, it's consistency. Of course, it's being here. But a lot of the progress we make in life, growing, stuff like this, nobody would grow if we didn't have that self-awareness. And that self-awareness is hard to see.
Right.
It's hard to see because, well, many reasons, just kind of what we go through in life, you know, or maybe how we were raised, or some of the unhealthy habits. You know, nobody wants to get told quit smoking, like we said, or, you know, quit eating unhealthy. A lot of people kind of fight that. So knowing why you feel that way, for example, is almost the only way you're going to get past it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It is a problem where you don't want to face, you know, your own
Why
shit.
is that?
Because it's, you know, you just don't want to feel like, not like you were wrong, but that you could do better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually, yes. Now, what would you say? I guess I'm asking you now. Now I'm just kind of poking. What do you think I'm most self-aware of? Like, what do you think has changed the most in terms of my self-awareness?
There's a lot. I mean,
We've been married almost 31 years. We're the same people, but we are totally not the same people.
right. Yeah, we're different.
I mean, I'm still a little ditzy. Okay.
Yeah.
We've had that all happen this week. You get to see that all happen. That hasn't changed. A little
Well,
bit of my
right. That's all right.
the
But I guess
pen.
we're most aware of how your past life and growing up and everything has shaped you into who you are today, and what we need to be aware of, what it's done to us, really, and what we could change, or
Wow.
what needs a little looking at.
Baby,
You know?
you're totally getting deep today.
All right.
Well, it's the truth. So many people wonder, like, how did they get here, or what are they doing, or why is this their passion or their purpose, or what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what? This is just like who we are today. We are just like not talking about living this life and being happy and embracing the positive stuff that's going on, and take, you know, you can't control the negative stuff. So what are we going to do? You know, eat through our emotions. We're going to sabotage our life.
That's what
We're
we
going
used to do.
That's what we used to do. And I guess it isn't just us. It's the ability to say to others, like, look at what we're doing. On top of life is coming, stress is happening, everything isn't perfect. We're working, we're doing this, but we're so much happier with the way we react, the way we perceive, the way that we've learned to use this stuff, and kind of do it with everybody. You're watching us do it right now, like 23 episodes into a podcast. 80% of podcasts don't make it
Oh yeah. Yeah.
to this past episode 3. You know, so I'm always asking myself, well, how is this happening? Or why am I, you know, how is this happening so I can get it better? There's that self-awareness just keeps going back in, of learning to look within myself. What could I do differently? Or, you know, how could I improve this over here? And we're really making that connection with so many people. They're starting to realize what their patterns are. They're starting to realize what they could do differently, not what they were doing wrong. Because we spent a lot of our life beating ourselves up for what we sucked at.
I know, but instead of doing that, I mean, really, it's about looking at when you want to change your life. You know, what can I change my life around me? Look at all this shit coming at me, or whatever. And really, it's all, you got to change what's within of how you're viewing everything, and
True.
be self-aware of everything, really, and how you respond to what's going on around you. And
Sometimes we're just distracting ourselves. I mean, there's so many
mhm.
aspects of to this. This is a deep subject, I guess. And, we were just talking about self-awareness on how to make these healthy habit changes, but some of this stuff can go extremely deep to,
Oh
to
yeah,
distraction of, taking care of your own self. We talked a little bit last week about how we help other people.
yep.
And again, it's distracting from ourselves. And then here's a great way to explain this, I guess.
Hmm.
I saw somebody talking about just staring at a wall for, it was like
An
40
hour.
minutes to an hour. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how hard it is for people to just sit with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we're going to talk about being unplugged here and what we're doing in the background, we're kind of talking and analyzing how some of this works, why it's working for people, and how to help more people understand how to tap into it. Right. So we're talking about this wall, self-awareness, what's going on here, and how we've noticed we've used these types of things. So instead of getting distracted with all the stuff going on, doom scrolling, media stuff like that, it's no surprise we ran out the gate, and this became successful using all the stuff that we're talking about. Okay, so one of them was we were self-aware enough to say we're going to have to shut this TV off, and that alone had us sit more in silence
Mm-hmm.
and be paying more attention to what we were doing. And that's why I tell people shut the TV off, listen to some music, or listen to nothing. Or if you're walking through the woods or you're doing some exercise, I mean, I love the music part of it, but take some time to listen to nothing, because then that's when your thoughts start going and you have to start facing them and realizing, am I eating because I'm stressed out, or am I eating because I'm sad?
Right.
There's many things that we can't be self-aware of when we're being so distracted with everything else going on.
Mm-hmm. We do that on purpose.
We do it on
We do
purpose.
distract ourselves.
And if you're somebody like me where distraction is just something I have to deal with and work around because it's something
Yeah,
that I have.
it's part of your superpower.
It's part of my superpower. I can get distracted. So I've worked really hard on that self-awareness. And, at first I was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
it. Just don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't even look at it.
Well,
And now I have to be really aware of it, so that I can navigate it better. And that's the hard part. So anyway, if you go back and you think about in those first beginning weeks, I want to just go back and paint the picture of here we are today. You're super excited to get into this podcast room.
mm-hmm.
All right, like you got now he's got the notes.
Mm-hmm.
The whole shift of what was like 23 weeks ago, where you were just sitting there stressing out, almost dripping sweat, getting annoyed, getting aggravated. We were very argumentative in those moments, and I didn't even know how to handle it. You know what I mean? It was like we just know how to be consistent, and thank goodness for that. So that consistency that we know to keep showing up is how we learn to navigate through it, be self-aware, basically yay to everybody who keeps showing up to this. This is how we learn how to look a little bit more inside of us on what can we do to help make things better. You were able to, in time, coming through here, listening to this stuff, look more within yourself on what the problems were. So I want to know, what were they?
Um,
Everybody wants to know, actually. Hold on.
what?
Inquiring minds want to know now that you have a better look at how we have improved over just the past 23 weeks. What do you think you noticed was holding you back the most?
I was just like worried about it or something. I really don't know. I haven't narrowed it down really. I don't know. I mean, it just was no. I was like trying too hard or something. It just didn't feel. I wasn't comfortable.
It wasn't genuine. We talked
Yeah.
a little bit about that. Like I started asking you, like, why. I went back and I said, this is when things started turning around. I feel like when I said, why are you doing this? Why do you want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
And once I started thinking of, asking you about work and something that brought you joy and tapping into that, you were able to see a little bit more over to the why you want to do this and what was making you feel good about it. And then popping off the dopamine parts of it. I started bringing in the numbers, since you're a number guy, learning how, just me being self-aware, all of this, that slowing down so we could listen a little bit harder, communicate a little bit better, and just keep getting better at what we're doing.
Yeah. Yes, to all of that. I mean, it was just a lot. It's growing pains, really, is what it is. I wanted to do it so bad, but I wasn't having fun, and I was getting aggravated that why is this got to be so hard? We're just gonna talk about stuff like what is going on.
And have fun doing it.
Yeah, yeah. I was maybe too hard on myself, worried about, I guess it's more of let's just, instead of being perfect, how's that saying go?
Progress over
Yeah,
perfection.
yeah,
Progress is the new success. You know, knowing that what your why is and what you're doing, that really helps what
and
I want to
just
say
on
is,
your way there, not being perfect is okay.
okay,
Like
I'm glad you
that's
said that,
like
because
what it was.
for so many people just listening to us thinking about getting healthier, you know, losing weight, preventing and reversing disease, what the heck does this have to do with anything?
Well, that's not going to happen overnight either, but if you keep at it, consistency pays off.
And being self-aware is what people are learning so that they make these behavior changes that last a lifetime. Now, this is what's so relatable to so many people, not just with this new goal that we wanted to take on. You know, first it was diet, then it was Plantspiration, then it was like, you know what, let's do a podcast. It's when we really started honing in and breaking down. Look at the tools that we're, you know, coaching with. We're letting people see us do it real time.
Yeah,
Is that a good way to look at it?
that's a really good
And
way.
that is Plantspiration Unplugged.
And that's it.
It's just, yeah, we want to inspire people to not give up when things get hard. You know what I mean?
That's the bottom line.
And what makes you give up? What makes you feel like you're going to give up? Sometimes it's environment. That's a big part
there's
of it.
a lot of things that it could be, but a lot of people, whatever the new thing is or whatever, they bail within a week, 2 weeks.
Most people, they bail.
You know, I was looking at statistics about self-awareness and people doing new things and going through growing pains and all that, and just doing a new hobby, a new something, whatever it is.
It could take a while.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I'm not really good at, if I never practiced the guitar, why would I be like, oh, upset that I just don't know, I can't play it, you know? And just, well, you got to practice to play.
But that
you know?
concept is simple, though, when we think of an instrument, though. We learn that in a simple way. And I caught you right in the beginning there say, I'm not good at, but we shouldn't, we changed kind of that perspective too. We looked more of it like, well, we're getting better every time we practice.
I know, exactly. I'll be better the more practice I do.
So we go through it. So this is a great example. So we look at music, no problem, or skateboarding or roller skating, no problem. We've got to keep practicing and get better. We go into it with the same concept.
Yeah, you kind of know.
You kind of know if you keep practicing, you get better. But you think about diet and lifestyle, and
Yeah.
people aren't thinking past that.
Like, why don't they just think it's, I want this instant gratification? And it's kind of how we've all been brought up, really.
Well, diets have all been about cutting back, starving, you know, and it's been about instant, what do you call it? Instant gratification. So I'm just asking, what do you think people want to hear what's the correlation between here we can expect to make changes by practicing a guitar, but people aren't generally like, I'm going to start this diet and just get better as I go. Nobody's saying that.
I know. It's like just,
They are here.
they are.
That's the difference. But
People are just, people are crushing it. The ones that are here and doing it because they're not shooting for perfection. They're doing it. They know it'll get there. The data coming in is data, and I can make changes, be self-aware of how I'm going, what I could tweak.
they're hearing other people talk about this too. That's why this makes it so much nicer in terms of that self-awareness. They're realizing they're not the only ones with these thoughts. They aren't the only people that are falling off track. They aren't the only ones facing work with food in it or not being motivated by exercise. So what is the self-awareness that people are tapping into over here?
Well, they're aware that they really love the support of a great community, a really good support and coaching and just all of us doing it together.
That's a big part of it.
That's
the biggest part of it. Mm-hmm. We're on the map for that.
For sure.
I'm looking for these. When we're in Saturday support group, I'm like, what do you think is the reason why you're doing so good? Basically, I'm just having them take a look at, what they've done, so that they can keep building on it, habit stacking, stuff like this. So I always ask people like, what do you think made this work? I'm looking for them to say something like, I batch cooked, I meal prepped, which of course is what the bottom line is they're doing.
They'll say that too, but
they always start off with, well, it's the community. And I'm so grateful for that. Because look what it's doing for people when they say, I didn't really have a good week, but I thought I'd come in here anyway. It's look at this. More people every week.
What a big thing is it's a safe space. Like we know we're all getting through stuff and we talk about hard stuff that we're going through and we're just helping each other. We have positive support and it's a place to really get through shit coming at you in life,
It's real. It really is. I know it's such a cliche thing to say, like real people, real talk, real life. Like this is, everybody's so excited to get in here and listen to everybody's stuff because it's relatable. And then you get to hear that they're down 25 pounds, they're down 30 pounds, they've reversed their disease, they've gotten rid of this, they're batch cooking better, they're meal prepping better. And then here we go, that self-awareness.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Well, I had to realize I needed to do something different. If nothing changes, nothing changes. I mean, this is that practice.
Yeah.
Progress over perfection.
For sure. It's just awesome when people are coming in and they're saying this stuff and really coming in the group and they got this going on and I saw with this, and I'm liking theirs and I'm posting my food and they just really feel
wake up or stay stuck.
Boom, the support.
Wake up or stay stuck. And you just think about, I was sick of being sick. People are sick of being sick. This is what I mean. If you're out there and you're sick of being sick and you want to lose weight and you're tired of the struggle or you've been maintaining it or you've convinced yourself, like, I guess this is as good as it gets, there's more to this than diet is a giant part. Okay. Nutrition's a huge part of your gut. I mean, think about it. We regenerate our gut lining every 2 to 5 days.
Wow.
Why does this matter? If you don't feel good and you're all inflamed, how are you going to be self-aware? You're too busy thinking about how crappy you feel all day long. Yeah. I want people to realize there's something that you can do and it's not all your fault. We heard that this week too.
Yeah. And this week, a lot of people were, okay, if they, I didn't gain weight and they're like, this or that or whatever. And then you're like, hold up.
Nobody sounded that sad. Hold on.
No, but they came in with that attitude of, I didn't do it good this week. And then we talked about their week and like, dude, you did fantastic.
You realize.
You did great. You did this, you did that. You didn't gain any weight. That's a bonus there too.
And then they start high-fiving each other, right? Like Hollywood squares.
I'm telling you.
That's what it looks like in there. Yeah. Well, we're prescribed something different over here. It's not just plants. We're prescribing dopamine. We're prescribing serotonin. We're prescribing endorphins.
Yeah, chemical motivators, oxytocin.
There it is. That's what people are feeling, and they're realizing it. Yeah. I guess that's how to explain it.
That's our prescriptions right there.
It is. We're stacking it up on top of each other. So then they're saying things like, it wasn't my fault. Like that's another big thing. So many people I shamed myself for everything. I don't know how to do business. I don't know how to do, this. I don't know how to lose weight. That's what I hear so many people do. And I empathize because if you're out there walking around going, I don't know how to do this, you're just telling your brain, don't bother picking this new habit up.
No, for real, because it feels like when you're in that brain and you're like, it just feels like life is chaos. Like just you can't really focus on it. It's like chaos to consistency. That's what it is. The exact mindset shift that keeps people's habits and keeps them in motion and keeps them doing good. When things are getting better, they see
hope.
Yeah.
It just works that way. Look at the whole, again, if anybody's been following us or if you've been following us, don't forget to like, subscribe, share all of that. We really thank you. This has been all about showing up. We've gone through some really tough weeks over here.
Yeah, and that's what I have. Like this week wasn't perfect, but we still crushed it because we planned on it, you
We
know.
we're just living it. I guess everybody, what I want to say is, are you living the life you want to live? Are you doing the things you want to do, or are you talking yourself out of it? I mean, I've been there. Never going to happen. Never going to do this. I always go back and I analyze my own things because it's so relatable in so many ways. Like I said, every time somebody comes back and says, you know what, I turned off the TV and I had more success this week. I know I did it. That watching that stuff was like blowing, it depletes your dopamine, it depletes your melatonin, it depletes all of those things on accident. Subconsciously, you're just listening to yucky stuff going on, which is like taking the down escalator. You're not getting anything good from that. So when we turned it off, or I have people turn that off, they're then getting more dopamine from the music.
Yeah, it feels like,
Gosh, I'm letting all the secrets out with the dopamine. It's just all, you guys were living off of dopamine, and we learned how to tap into it.
seriously.
But it was about the self-awareness. You can't even let dopamine in if you don't realize where you're blocking it out,
True.
right?
Yeah, no, that's for
It's
real.
almost like
For real.
there's nowhere for it to get in. If you're, oh my gosh, I'm constantly stressing. And it isn't me talking about other people. It's me reflecting on my own stuff.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out. Am I?
Am I?
What am I stressed out about? You know what I mean? I had to clean my house. My kids were healthy. I had a roof over my head. So I was maybe very sick, but that was only building on that. That was only fueling my sickness. Just talking about how stressed out I was about what, that I was able to go to the doctor, that I was able to. Now there's a different perspective.
Yeah.
Am I boring you with my long?
No, not at all.
talking?
This is great. This is great. I mean, that's the main thing.
We're not just talking. We're living it. That's what we want to inspire people to do. Is we're living it. We're learning. We're loving it, and we're sharing with people how we're doing it. Yeah, it starts with the food. It starts with the food because that was the first self-awareness. Wow, a couple days, I'm feeling good. Couple days, I'm feeling good. Wow, I can't believe what plants made me feel like. I mean, this is, and then we started just tapping more into it. And that's what everybody's doing. They're tapping more into it. I feel better when I eat better. You know what? I'm just going to start eating better.
Exactly. That's a big thing that we hear is when people aren't doing better, when they're like, oh man, I got to really get back to eating like that. I felt great. And I'm like, exactly. That's the data that they run through. Like, and they get to a point of, wait a minute, why would I make that choice? You know, they're cutting themselves off sooner and making better choices before they eat that and feel like crap. They're already thinking, wait, I'm going to feel like crap if I eat that. So they're doing better. Progress is amazing.
It's almost like going and practicing your guitar every day. Soon you can just not even look at the music and you're playing it on your own.
That's it.
Same concept, but how do people learn to play guitar better?
Practice. You got to just do it.
But what if you say, I don't have time to do it?
Well, then you're going to not have time to do it then if you say that to yourself.
What is making
You got to
time?
make time.
What does making time for practicing your guitar look like, by the way?
I don't know. I'll let you know when I do it.
Well, I'm asking because I hear you say things like, I don't ever have time for my guitar.
Yeah, because there's other stuff more.
I'm flashing that
Then I need to-
self-awareness light on you right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shit that I could let fall to the wayside and play my guitar instead. But I gotta, I do need to have,
I think we can make some time.
priorities.
I think we can make some time
Yeah,
for that.
for sure.
Because I love hearing you play that guitar.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
It's been a while. Maybe,
He just gave me a side eye right now.
maybe not.
You gave
yeah.
me a
It's been
side
a
eye.
while.
But I do enjoy hearing you play it.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because I know how happy it makes you.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's great. I love when I see you doing stuff you like doing,
Oh, like what?
like riding your bike.
Are we going to do that today?
I don't know.
It looks like we could.
I wish the sun would be out, but it is warmer.
Who cares? Like it is warmer. It's like 60s. So we should just keep talking about how awesome this is. Why I want
Yeah.
people to tune in and turn it up. That we're grateful that people are listening in and starting to think a little bit about what could you do differently. You know what I mean? Are you feeling like you're moving forward, or do you feel stuck? Do you need a pit stop, or do you need a tune up? Because this is what this is all about. What do we need to do to get into the next lane, to go a little faster, to get a little better
That's right.
at everything that you're doing? It's just everything. Aren't you sick of dieting?
You just got to do it every day.
That's what I mean, aren't you?
Every day, you just got to do it, you know.
People aren't getting stuck over here. That's what we're saying.
No, they're not.
Nobody's getting stuck anymore. Nobody. They're all saying, you know what? I feel like I could do better, and this is what I'm going to start doing to get better at it. Yeah. It's an amazing domino effect of dopamine, all these chemicals, and people are talking about it too. It's all the stuff that's going on over here.
Yes. That's a great thing with the dominoes. It's like food is like the first domino.
It
Boom,
is.
And then
You know what? Hold on. 'Cause I know that I just cut you off, but I wanted you to go back and use the key reference that you gave me.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, with all our highway to health and everything and your keys to the car and all that, I think the six...
What is the highway to health?
Keys. The highway to health is like what we're doing here. It's like
somebody might be just tuning in now.
We're crushing it. That's how we're progressing. That's our analogies for everything. For fueling up the car to, whether you're stuck in a ditch and you're not doing so good.
There's a lot of analogies we have for it. The glove box, I say, is, like we've learned that's compartmentalizing emotions and all kinds of stuff that goes on in your life, and stress management is how we kind of organize that. The fuel tank is the food. If we don't have a full tank of gas, we're not moving forward. Saturday support group is almost like pumping out the tires and decluttering the car.
Yeah.
You got a whole community who's like rallying you down the side, like, pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
This whole community and the crushing it that's going on every week, there's nothing like it.
There is nothing like it. That just
there's
sounds
my dopamine
great.
hit.
It's like the crowd of people when you're on the racetrack. We're all doing it. We're all cheering each other on. It's great.
And your keys are a great example of.
Yeah, I think that's a lifestyle medicine. You got a key for the health. Yeah, you got physical activity, stress management. We're talking about community support, and sleep. And avoiding risky substances.
Those are all the pillars of lifestyle medicine and the approach that we take. That's why people are coming in for, I need a recipe, I need a meal plan. And I say, that's great, but that's not going to last.
Yeah. That's old.
That's old.
The way it's been.
That's just not, it gets people started, it gets people motivated.
Sure.
But we're getting a lot, everybody here is coming from that place. I was part of it of, I need somebody to tell me what to do in order for me to do it. But this is a little shift of self-awareness and self-autonomy and being able to make these decisions that last a lifetime. This is where success is really happening.
You're not getting yelled at over here. You got a coach to help guide you in the right direction, but you got to keep on your own ass.
I've had people say like,
that's the self-awareness. You got to be aware of.
I want you to yell at me, or I want to have Stefanie in my pocket. And I'm like, I don't bitch at anybody. They're a lot of people are shocked. I'm shocked. People are shocked that they come in here and they say they did something bad. And I'm just like, this is great. You shared that.
Yeah, for
now
sure.
That is self-awareness.
I love that.
Because a lot of people aren't being, I'm not saying anybody in my group. I'm just saying there's a lot of talk. We know not everybody's being honest.
Right.
And that's not, I'm not judging anybody for that. That comes with the territory of lacking self-awareness. And we do it all in small ways, or I'll point out how I used to do it. You start counting calories, or you start counting points, or you start doing chronometer. Next thing you know, you're eating something you should have. And what do you know? Chronometer doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend that didn't happen.
Back in the day, yeah. I'm just not gonna enter that in. You're just lying to yourself.
I didn't want to admit to anybody back in the day that I couldn't wait to get done with Weight Watchers.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Immediately after the weigh-in, it was like, what are we eating? I'm starving.
I hadn't eaten for days.
That's
and
terrible.
Then I had all these flex points that I could use on the weekend. I used every single one of those on Wednesday night. It was like, we're ordering out. I'm going to reward myself with eating out and knocking out all my flex points. That's not behavior change.
No, that's
how people are. That's why we have
sick.
one of the sickest countries with the highest medical equipment that you could have on the planet, yet we're dying younger.
It's ridiculous.
Why?
Because that's not a plant-based system.
And there's no self-awareness. They're expecting somebody else to fix it for them. They're blaming everybody else for their problem. You know what I mean? We hear a lot of that too. I don't know why
Seriously.
that happened.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to work. Well, you got to put in the work to make it work.
Or that comment like, I don't know why that happened. I don't know why they got so sick.
Yeah.
Yet,
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, he passed away of a heart attack. Whatever. I don't understand why.
then in the next sentence we're being told don't eat fruits and vegetables, so it's not
Yeah.
their fault.
No,
You
it's
know what I mean?
not.
That the self-awareness is lacking because look at the information they're feeding people.
Yeah, and the crappy food they're feeding people.
I mean, this is a whole cycle of that sucks. It's a sick care system.
That's right. We're getting out of there.
It pulls
We're the
you-
ticket out.
We really are. Let's get to the Plantspiration Health Report. Is that what you're talking about, the ticket out?
That I'm telling you, that's
just-
good. Yeah.
Before you get going on that, I just want to say this is why I really want to emphasize this started, of course, with us just, hey, we're going to watch this documentary. We're going to go plant-based. We're going to do this. But something happened when that dopamine hit of we started feeling better really fast. We started feeling better so fast because we went 100%. We turned off the TV days in because I said, I can't be listening to these commercials with these burgers.
Yeah. Oh,
I
man.
know now why that made such an impact. Those other influences were not coming in to my life. And I needed to deal with that because I had my own issues of why I was so sick. And what were you going to say?
Well, right away, yeah. How we started feeling better like so fast. And that's what I think about. All the commercial, we realized, look at all the shit they've been drilling into our head.
That was
Milk does a body good.
self-awareness.
Real men eat meat. You know,
All of it.
Where's the beef?
You don't
oh
have
my
time.
gosh, it is
Everybody's in
just-
such a rush. This has side effects of your arm falling off, pus coming out of your nose, your ears bleeding,
Yikes.
stuff coming out of orifices that you didn't even know you had. The side effects are not living longer, and people are dancing around. And this is what I mean. How can you have self-awareness when you've got this getting pounded into your head all day long? Then you walk into the grocery store and it's like, boom, it's Easter. Let's put candy bars and all this stuff in front. Now the kids are asking for this kind of stuff.
yeah.
This is, everybody has so much self-awareness over here at Plantspiration from all the things we're doing all week long that they're walking into stores and they're realizing, man, I can't believe what I used to do.
Totally. I mean, people were like, you don't need a chocolate bunny this time of year. You shouldn't even need a regular bunny.
It's amazing. Basically, talking about this week, it was because of the level of self-awareness that we're watching consistently happen from so many people. It's a phenomenon. It's like a Plantspiration phenomenon watching this happen.
Seriously, people are crushing it.
Crushing it. All right, John, well,
But
I
I
guess.
love it. They're talking about their past lives and everything of what they used to did. And, you know, they're talking about, we're just talking about how things used to be, what have changed, and new people that are coming in like, oh, wow, you know, they're listening, they're absorbing, they're getting more data.
Nobody expects to hear what they hear here. Nobody expects to hear what they're hearing here. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Everybody, here's one of the things I say to everybody. If you dare me that you don't have a win, because I'll find one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's how this was. You know,
Yeah.
it was tough. I mean, well, I'll tell you on our Plantspiration Health Report,
This health report was brought to you by Meijer's Grocery Store. We love Meijer's. They bring in fresh produce every day. I still haven't met with them over there to get sponsored. It's been a little busy, but it'll happen. Every day we're drinking these smoothies. We just did a whole class on how to eat whole food plant-based on a budget. I mean, we're talking like $5-6 a day per person.
I'm telling you, I was stuffed.
Stuffed.
Love
The
it.
easiest, cheapest, most inexpensive food and the freshest are at Meijer's.
Good.
This is the episode I'm going to send the
Tasty.
manager. Ding. We love you,
Yeah.
Meijer's. Thank you so much. So let's hear it, John.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, we had a good meeting. A lot of people were like, you know, talking like that. We did have a weight gain. We're up, or weight loss. Our number went up to 1,634.
Nice. 1,634. I
yeah.
didn't realize that yes, for the love of
yeah.
salads. That's not what people are eating over here is salads.
No.
I don't know what made me say that.
For the love of kale and sweet potatoes and beans and hummus and all the good stuff.
You know what? For the love of crushing it. See what I mean?
Hmm?
This is non-stop winning.
For sure.
And I know it's not just about the scale because I heard, let's hear what.
No, it's not just about the scale. That's just one measurement. But when people, here, I'll read it. This is one person feeling great, lighter, and more energy. Okay.
I'm talking about.
Another person feeling lighter, walking faster. Like they just feel the energy. They're walking faster. Here's another person, more energy. Feeling, I feel it in every walk, moving, motion, etc. Easier with the weight loss. Everything, they're just getting better and better and better and doing better.
So many people think that this is extreme or that it's too much or that it doesn't or that it costs money or that they can't move around or that they're disabled. This is what this is coming from, are people facing these serious obstacles.
People are just feeling great and losing weight and feeling great.
Yes.
Even when they're not, they
Get
still
in
have
here.
other wins that they're feeling fantastic. This is that, the other. Well, I didn't lose any weight, but my clothes feel looser. You know, stuff gets moved around.
Well, look what we're prescribing over here, for goodness sakes.
I mean, if you think about it, no, maybe you didn't lose weight, but you're getting more activity. You know, muscle weighs heavier than fat, so maybe you're getting a transfer or you're gaining a little muscle, losing some fat, and the scale does move, but you're still making great progress. Here's another one. Feels like Stefanie is there helping me avoid the bad stuff. Big improvement with journaling, you know, a couple times a day. And it helps you clear your cache. So your head's not all jammed up with everything that's just going on.
Self-awareness is a superpower.
Mm-hmm.
Self-awareness is a superpower. All of those things that these people are practicing,
Exactly.
I can guarantee you everybody came in here like myself and said things like, what's that got to do with it? I need a menu. I need to know what I need to batch cook. I need to know what I need to do.
Yeah. And I need you on my ass making sure I keep doing that.
And this is and this is what we're doing. And this is what we're doing. We couldn't be more transparent with what we're doing and how we're practicing it ourselves.
Yeah.
Wow, that's inspiring.
Heck yeah.
And everybody's losing weight and preventing and reversing disease
yeah.
and walking around better and feeling better. And
Certainly.
everybody deserves that.
Everybody's doing it. They do deserve it.
Consistency isn't sexy, but it's loud.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what this is doing.
I'm telling you,
Us
it's
too.
proof.
Getting in here.
It's
31
proof.
years later.
Wow.
Sorry, are we?
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Just people are crushing it.
That's what I'm.
People are doing great.
You are too, by the way.
You are.
You are too. It's been a hectic couple weeks. I'm always learning more from myself. I'm always self-reflecting and trying to learn more, and that's something that I never wanted to do. I wanted to blame everybody else.
Yeah. People just feel better by blaming somebody else, or that's why that's happening.
Yes.
But it's really not helping anyone.
Well, we know because we've been there.
Yeah.
Blaming other people, blaming everything else around you instead of thinking like, man, did you know you could just react a little bit differently?
That is so embedded because I'll start out my sentences like that now, and I know, like, wait, hold on, it's no.
Explain that. Break it down a little bit.
Well,
I
just
want
like
people
I
to hear
did
the
earlier.
truth.
Well, just not. I don't know. Give me.
This is the
have
guy
no
I married,
instant,
but this isn't the guy I married. You just were saying the way that you react to things, your level of self-awareness is it's continued to get stronger and stronger, which is just what it does.
I'm trying to do better so I don't get, react pissy to something that's irritating or whatever.
We all are getting better.
Yeah.
We all are getting better, but I wanted an example of like how you would have talked to yourself before, or how you would have reacted and how you just caught yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It's definitely different.
yeah.
It's definitely different.
Self-awareness. I don't know. It's just a big thing. I just try to take a moment before I respond. I don't want to react. I want to respond. Really, is how it boils down to.
We were talking about like how people blame everything else, and that's not helping anybody get anywhere.
No, certainly not.
But it's nice to hear other people going through this journey, and then learn. Hey, I traveled out of town and I stayed on point.
Yeah, right. We heard a lot of that too.
This kind of stuff too. Like people are traveling all over the world. We are literally conquering all those limiting beliefs. And it's because people are becoming self-aware that they're capable.
Yeah.
They can absolutely do this. And it isn't, and I know sometimes I say things like, or I say, if I can do it, so can you. And somebody always says, no, you're different.
No. Well, you're different than how you used to be.
I'm different than how I used to be. I mean, I know I'm different. I know
But
that,
at the
but
time, you were saying the same stuff.
this is what I'm saying.
It's possible.
When I get to meet with everybody and I get a chance to talk with everybody, it's all very relatable, not just to me, but so many people share the same stories, the same obstacles, the same setbacks. And it's so nice to hear other people being real people like that and facing it too, including us. I think people like to hear I don't say people like to hear we had a rough week, but that we're just having normal stuff going on and we argued or we had this happen or this was super stressful when we started this.
Yeah.
But that's what this is all about, is gaining more self-awareness, learning how to tap into these internal drugs that we actually have and healing inside and out and becoming happier. I mean, don't you think everybody wants to be a little bit happier? They're all seeking it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're looking for.
And then they're blaming everybody for everything sucking.
Yeah, that's why I'm not happy, because my life is just hectic and there's so much going on. And
what would you...
There's still so much going on in our lives too, but it is that self-awareness and being ready to take it on.
Why do you think it works so well here? Raising self-awareness. I mean, people have all the self-help books. They have all the books. They've done all the programs. They've done all the diets. They've done all the stuff. Why is this different?
It's different because we give them the space to do it. Like,
We give them the space.
That's why I say it's a safe space to really talk about what is really, because we get down to what is the problem.
Yeah,
I mean, you do a lot in your one-on-one coaching.
A lot of that.
By the time I see them on Saturday, they're like, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing this and that. And, I had my meeting with Stefanie and, oh man, I just really helped turn my focus around and, aware that they're in control. Nobody's coming to save them. They're in control of their health. And it just goes from there and they feel great.
And they need to know where they're going. We do a lot of asking reflective questions. There's a tremendous amount of support.
On the why?
We do a lot of there's a lot of that. There's a lot of pieces that go to this. There's no way I could possibly explain it, and it's not going to work through the podcast.
Right.
Some of it does.
Yeah.
But without a community of support, this is what's making such a big impact for everybody. I mean, and it's not just some chat box.
No, if you
stuff.
know, once you get in there into the community,
Yeah.
you'll really see the difference of everything else out there.
Got to be careful with my pens. I've had a week.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, did you get the pen out of those pens?
Can't believe it. See, that's what I mean about still being a little, I didn't know. So I'm walking, I'll just tell these guys this before I get out of here.
Was that your wristlet?
Yeah, I got this little purse. It's a little wristlet. I'm running around yesterday with Isabel, or Friday, whatever day it is. And I walk out of this one store and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have pen all over my new jeans, all over my, it was just, first it started on my jeans. Then I go to the next store and I'm like, now it's on my sweatshirt. Like, what am I touching? Where is this coming from? And Isabel's like, do you have a pen on you? I'm like, I have no pens on me, nothing. I'm holding my arms up, my purse is swinging. Anyway, long story short, I looked like a Picasso by the end of the day. And she grabs my purse. She's like, are you joking me? The ballpoint of your pen is sitting, like sticking right up out of the end.
And you zip it shut and it was just there.
It just drew all over me. It drew all over me. You know what? That's real life. Stuff happens. Like I said, you just got to keep showing up. Speaking of showing up, before we let everybody go, thank you for coming in here and being so vulnerable. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We aren't just talking about people being vulnerable. We want to be vulnerable. We want to get out here. We want to tell people there's a happier, healthier way to live. Being self-aware is a big part of it. Eating awesome is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Stopping these ridiculous myths that it costs money. We're going to be doing another class this week on the art of batch cooking and how to save money doing it, of course. There's so much confusion.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be so awesome. We're going to be making easy, creamy pasta primavera, a Mexican noodle soup,
Nice.
and the best granola bars on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
This is the stuff people are eating every week, learning how to eat their plants off with and crushing it. I want people to continue to be the inspiration that the world needs to see. Smile more, love more, live more, get
right.
healthy for real. And let's take some self-awareness moments. Take a deep breath and realize, what could you do different this week? What could you tweak to make it better?
Yeah, right.
I think if you looked at your phone and you saw how many minutes you used in there, you'd see there might be a couple minutes to do some breathing exercises, maybe some practicing some guitar.
You probably fit in some other things, I'm sure.
You could, like class on Wednesday night. We hope to see you there.
Yeah, get into class.
Check out this membership if you're feeling stuck, if you're just not feeling as happy as you want to be. This isn't just about the food. This is about fitness. This is about feeling good. This is about effing crushing it.
Yeah, you know all about the doctors and the books and the information, but you're just like, why can't I put this together? Get in here and we'll help you.
Ask yourself the right questions.
That's right.
Are you living the life you want to live? That was kind of infomercially. All right, you guys. Thank you for tuning into episode 23.
Yeah.
Consistency isn't sexy, like I said, but it's loud, and we're going to keep showing up and inspiring people to eat their plants off. Be the inspiration the world needs to see for your health, the animals, and the planet. John, thank you.
Nice. Crush it, you guys.
Love you. Love you guys.